already, the markets are responding. The international markets, Pranav, have already responded. And it was the time for the Indian markets to respond. Initially also very positive. And I think it will be growing. The numbers will be better.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we were expecting a gap up opening, a potential gap up opening after the Nifty futures were trading higher, 800 points on the GIFT Nifty futures were trading 800 points up. Nifty and Sensex both have opened about 5% higher as we speak. I'll just give you the exact numbers as we speak. Nifty is trading at 25,784. That's about 3% higher. And Sensex is equally about 3% higher. All sectors are in green. We're waiting to see how the markets react, whether the initial sentiment that they've opened with continues through the day. We need to wait and watch how Dalal Street continues to trade throughout the day.
Definitely. Pranav, we also have a market expert with us, Ashish Vakankar with us. He'll be giving the insights on what exactly was the reason of such a positive impact on the markets. Definitely, it's the India-US trade deal. You can ask a question to Ashish, Pranav.
Ashish, welcome. We are coming at a historic moment, so to say, that's been announced by US President Donald Trump. I'm saying it's been announced by Donald Trump. What's your first reaction? The markets have cheered as of now. What's the first reaction? What could be the reason behind the positive sentiment?
Good morning, Pranav, and to all your viewers. Thank you for having me on your show. I think the most important thing is the way India has handled the near crisis situation. I mean, some of the sectors about the tariff imposed on us were as high as 60% plus. And hats off comment particularly to the Prime Minister for navigating the country during this crisis situation that was unnecessarily inflicted on India. I mean, even in this period, the country has grown at plus 8%. So really a great achievement by the government. I think the only thing that was an overhang on the markets, of course, the other fact has been that the earnings have been kind of slow. And the market valuations relatively had gone up. But the biggest overhang on the market for last 6+ months has been the India-US bilateral trade agreement, which was pending. So I think markets have cheered it, and it was a positive development, I would say.
Okay. Ashish, do you think it is a substantial enough development that will help continue the rally, or it's just a knee-jerk reaction and probably a first relief that we're seeing? That's point number one. Point number two, is this really the moment that we will see the FIIs coming back to India and betting long on India once again?
Very good question, and thank you for that. See, any investor, be it foreign or domestic, he chases returns. So there is no emotional attachment over here. And investors look at the earnings growth to really get into any particular sector or any particular stock. So immediately the headwind has gone away. We have a positive tailwind in the form of now the support which will come in terms of the bilateral trade agreement which is going to get signed. But as of now, the 50% tariff has come down to 18%. There is a clear clarity on that. So whether investors, be it domestic or foreign, will come back when they will look at those sectors which were negatively affected in a big way and for whom this has been a major relief. So definitely the investment moves over in those sectors which were majorly impacted, and now we'll see earnings growth.
Ashish, if you can... Ashish,
the one more point that you mentioned is this one good enough reason? No, the other reasons will follow, and that is how India's overall earnings growth for the other sectors pan out. But definitely the biggest headwind is gone, and I'm extremely positive in terms of, if you look at it from the perspective of the budget that was presented, the economic survey that was presented, and now this trade deal getting done, I think it's a fantastic road ahead for us. The Indian economy is definitely on a expressway.
Wonderful.
All right. There was one question that I wanted to ask Ashish. If you can also mention the sectors that are likely to gain and are gaining as of now, and also if you can do a comparison while the budget was being announced. Initially, the markets were not giving a very positive reaction, and slowly they were coming to a normalization point. If you can do a comparison of that sorts also, and which sectors are likely to benefit in the longer run, if you can mention that also, Ashish.
See, the immediate reaction of markets on the day of budget is something is best ignored. The immediate reaction is basically driven by traders and not by long-term investors. So the markets on a typical budget day sway on maybe even on low volume. So I won't attach any significance to the market movements on a budget day. But the best answer for this, the question was on the sectors. Just take a look at the sectors which were badly affected. I mean, the taxation went up the highest on shrimp exports, in garments, in textiles. All those sectors which were affected will stand to benefit from the tariff going down to 18%. Secondly, you have to. So I think these sectors will, in my opinion, stand to gain from this moment. And last but definitely not the least is the government's focus on data centers. The tax holiday of 20 years that was given to attract foreign direct investment in the data centers, the technology, the AI space. I think look at the bilateral trade agreement announcement in conjunction with the most fantastic document one should read is the Economic Survey 2026 budget and this announcement.
Right. Ashish, I cannot leave you without asking this question. The rupee has been under tremendous stress over the past about few months, already shred about 2% this year and about 6% from the time Donald Trump announced his tariffs. How is rupee likely to see this?
I think this is a relief even for the rupee, in my opinion, because this opens the floodgates for exports of some of the labor-intensive sectors which were affected. This also opens the floodgates for FDI. I think government has been doing the right thing, focused on Viksit Bharat 2047. The budget has been structured around it. And I think both the impact of resurgence in exports and the FDI.
Ashish, sorry to interrupt you here. We're running short of time, but thanks a ton for joining us in a short notice and sharing your insights on this development of India-US trade deal and the reaction of the markets. Thanks a lot. All right, viewers, now it's time to slip in.